on Sunday. And here are the men in the warm-up room. Now, Randy, the fact is that Lou Yong's posted 210 as his opening clean and jerk. He leads the way, and you've got to say the others are going to have to go some to catch him now.
Absolutely. Lou Yong just showed up in two different forms in the last few years. The guy who's the long ball hitter and the guy who gets on base. And I think we've got Lou Yong, the long ball hitter, up here today. They are chasing him the clean and jerk. Tigran Martirosyan, I think losing those second two snatches is really going to haunt him.
Well, just about getting ready. I think it's going to be Mr. Zielinski to get us underway at this halfway stage.
High standard in the snatches. What do we have, David? Six guys at 170. Is that right? 170 or higher in the snatch?
Yes.
So that's pretty impressive. We got a lot of guys opening at 200 kilos or more in the clean and jerk.
Yes, I think this could be very interesting here. This is going to be about putting your lifts in and getting 3 out of 3 attempts. And in one sense, you've got to react with your coaches to what's happening around you. But on the other hand, particularly on the first lift and the second lift, you've got to, in a sense, keep to your plan. And then the third lift is the one where you can perhaps go for it.
Right. And I was thinking, I mentioned Lou Yong coming in 1 or 2 forms. Even if he came in absolutely top shape and everyone else was fighting for second or third place, we'd have a real great battle. But Lou Yong is still within reach of the field.
Yeah, he is. And the other thing is he's hungry because, okay, he's the Olympic champion, but he was runner-up 4 years ago in the World Championships in 2005 in Doha. That was the championship which Ilya Ilin won, and he was also second in the Asian Games 3 years ago. So he's got the Olympic title, but he wants the world title.
Right.
Because if he gets that and then he has the Asian title, then he's got everything, hasn't he?
Yep, we know he's a fighter. We know he's a fighter by the way he had to work to save that second snatch tonight. And he's the guy who, on the last attempt at the Olympics, got the gold medal, the 214-kilo clean and jerk.
Officials on duty tonight. President of the jury is Mr. Hugh, Rocky as he's known here. And technical controllers Pedro, you might see him organising things there with the lifters as Zielinski comes out for 197 to get us underway here. Now Zielinski actually in 4th place on 171 kilos and at 20 years of age, still in the junior ranks technically. Junior world champion this year. 199 kilos in the clean and jerk phase in Bucharest. So 197 should be straightforward.
Good solid lift. 2-part lift. Takes a lot more energy than the snatch. We'd like the clean to go smoothly to set you up for a good jerk. He's going to put the pieces together on that and, got himself on the board. The first clean and jerk is what you want.
Well, the Polish both in their men's and women's division. They're looking to bring on this next generation. And, this looks promising.
Yeah. It's a good solid lift. Drives himself under the bar, locks it out. Try to get bone-on-bone support in the clean and jerk. You're not supporting it just with muscular strength.
Well, here's the man. Just a little 20-kilo number.
Yeah, just starting to warm up, just loosening. Look at his foot speed. Watch the foot speed on this man on the split. That's what allows him to get under the bar so efficiently on the jerk. Blindingly fast foot speed. Now, this is a guy, probably has done maybe millions of repetitions, but he is still doing them. Maybe like, a virtuoso musician, still doing scales and, little drills. He's just making this thing just something that is just hardwired into his brain.
Well, you made an interesting point, when we were before the championship started this evening, about people who are 100% on the money and those who are 98% on the money, and it doesn't sound a lot, but 2% and you're out of the medals.
Absolutely.
So those little repetitions, looking for perfection, getting that rhythm going, getting that confidence going, absolutely essential. Intigam Zairov in 6th place on 170 kilos. So
well, you know, he could have lost it there where his left foot is going behind his right foot as he's recovering from the jerk, would have made him very unstable left to right. Lift started off well. I mean, he's pumping his hips up and down at the start, get a little momentum going, a little plyometric action to set up the clean. Lift looks solid, but he must have been losing his balance a little bit. Let's watch as he recovers. Watch the left foot. It's going to come forward. See how it goes way over to the right as he brings it forward. It's not what you want, like a stable base. And this is because he's twisting. And anyway, but he makes the lift.
So Sergei Lagun. Good first half of the competition for Lagun. Again, on 171, bringing that total, that kiloage forward. 200 kilos to add to it now. You know, this guy's doing a heck of a good job when you think that he's, in a sense, deputising for the world champion of the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, he just kind of banged that out. You know, you could see in his eyes as he was getting second and focused on this lift. You know, this is a huge auditorium compared to where he is normally training. Some lifters actually consciously need a focal point, something physical that they're looking at to get set. He was looking off into space, but putting all of his energy in one place, one thought, if it even is a thought at that point, what he's going to do to execute this lift. Makes a nice effort, as you say. You know, he's got some big shoes to fill.
So Lagun, early days, but Belarus from Azerbaijan, Poland Zielinski, and the man who led the B group earlier in the day, Yilmaz Hernandez of Cuba, 367 now out of the overall medal positions. But that was a decent performance for a man who really is pretty unexposed to the sport, and that Cuban may be a factor in another season or two. This is Kuznetsov.
Interesting. I mean, talking about a guy who's got big shoes to fill. This is a guy who's, you know, on the roster because Ilya Ilyan's not lifting.
Yeah, hails from the Kazakh capital of Astana.
Nice. I'm sorry, David.
And what I was going to say actually was that you know, it's really good to see these first lifts in. One thing I just need to say that the next man is Shash Emov from Uzbekistan. Now he was the guy, as you see Kuznetsov here, and this was the guy that had the back problem and then pulled out of the snatch, and I didn't expect to see him, to be honest, and I didn't get any hint. My information from the back room was that he was not going to come out, and if he has got a back problem and he's now trying to clean and jerk big numbers here,
seems unlikely or unwise, right?
Well, the clock's counting down, and I think my information was right in.
Yeah.
They've just put it up because that's what was entered. But I mean, I don't quite understand why the Uzbeks didn't just take him straight out.
Yeah, you know, and actually, on that first attempt, the bar did not clear at the knees.
No.
So time did just run out. But if your back's hurting, clearly not going to clean and jerk. So,
yeah,
there goes that attempt.
Well,
maybe they didn't pull him out.
No,
so we're going to waste everybody's time.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Uzbekistan.
But otherwise, this class is moving right along. I mean, this is ripping.
That's it, to be fair. I mean, if he's got a definite injury, you know, at this stage, post-Olympic season, you know, you don't muck around. You save and fight another day. Now, Marty Rossin, you were stateside and saw the coaches giving him a bit of a beating.
Yeah.
So, Khamashin of Russia. Little disappointing for me, you know, 161 kilos in the snatch. That's too far off. He's certainly a 200 man, but he's going to have to go some here if he, as David Riggett, you pointed out of him earlier on the right.
Always looking intense. They look pretty heavy. Might make the jerk tough.
Close to that windpipe as well.
Well, proves he's a tough guy because that wasn't a cakewalk to stand up. He's going to sit there. He's got the heavy bars. You're pointing out, it's on his throat or close to his throat. But boom, no excuses. He makes this jerk.
This is a man who doesn't live too far. I suppose if he could drive, under normal circumstances, if you could get in a car in this part of the world, he'd drive home the 200 kilometers. But it's not exactly a straight route. Don't think you can drive over the DMZ. Yeah.
First attempt.
다시 기부의 무게를 200kg, 201kg 올리겠습니다.
So here's Bogosian, and Bogosian now 166 kilos in the snatch phase. First attempt 201. Good lift. Moves him up to 367. Trying to make up for those lost kilos in the first half of the competition.
Dip and dry, boom. That was a nice, solid jerk. Fast feet. You could see how fast he splits. That's what allows him to get the body under the bar. What he's doing, and the whole purpose of the split, is to lower his body, get it under the bar. Moving those feet quickly allows him to do it more efficiently.
Zielinski, best total ever in this World Championship category since the category was established in Lahti in 1998. 390 kilos by Azanidze of Georgia.
Who's here tonight? Saw him in the training hall earlier.
Yeah, don't think that's going to get challenged tonight.
Well, it was kind of an awkward-looking pull on the clean, and then he's doing this dance step as he's recovering on the jerk, but the bottom line is, it was a good lift. He's not going to get style points on that.
Actually, I've done Andrei Rybakov a bit of a disservice there, because actually when he won in Chiang Mai, which was the qualifying competition for Beijing, it was 393.
Let's watch his feet now when he recovers and jerks, staggering around. Well, it looked worse in real time than in slow-mo, but as the feet are moving around side to side, at least he didn't trip on them as he's bringing the rear foot forward.
But they were still, and they were in line, so...
Oh, yeah, and you're right. He could do anything he wanted in between, just has to finish with the feet in line.
So now, Benjamin Enequin, and I guess, given, the disappointment of being left on 160 in the snatch phase, what he's got on his mind is clean and jerk medals, I guess.
Yeah, which is his better lift, which you said at the beginning of the show. His PR is 206, so this is a fairly aggressive opener. Not fairly, it's aggressive. 202. There's that hook grip we've talked about. Pumps the hips, boom.
Just adjust, makes the distance shorter.
Not what he wants. Okay, the hip pump at the beginning, get that dynamic start, turn into a plyometric movement, adjust the bar, get it off his windpipe, dips, drives, doesn't lock out.
Looks like the French team are going to have a rather long and disappointing flight home, because the buyer was disappointing the other night.
Yeah.
And Enequin is not living up to expectations.
Well, let's not bury him yet. He's not dead yet, but as we said before the lift team started, this was an aggressive opener. Now, maybe they were confident in the warm-up room. We said earlier, too, why isn't all this an exact science? He's coming out of this first attempt. He's supposed to just stick this. Well, we talked about nerves. Well, nerves wouldn't be a factor anymore at this point, but something else that can change the equation is these guys had to make weight, okay? It could affect you differently, and conceivably, or very likely, affect you more in the clean and jerk because you have more of a strength loss.
That said, as we see Zyrov, your judgment comes through your warm-up process, and if it's not going well, you do have the opportunity to adjust. Now, 202 kilos on the bar. Second attempt for Zairov of Azerbaijan.
Well, hip pump to get the thing going, feet slide out nicely to the side, get his body lower, rack the bar, stands up not that easily, jerks with a fairly narrow grip, and then just kind of collapses under the bar in the jerk, and that's why it comes back down.
European silver medalist, but I was having a look, at his stats and doing a bit of an analysis earlier in the day, Randy, and basically this is a guy who really, when I go back even over the last 2 years at major championships, has only made 50% of his lifts.
Yeah, not good.
Big night for Kazakhstan last night.
Yeah, absolutely. Big clean and jerks again. I don't know what they're doing to produce them. It's fantastic.
2 women's titles.
Wow.
Well, he's much more at home in this division, isn't he?
Yeah, really looks hunched in there as he's finishing up the jerk, very compact as he finishes this thing off, but producing good lifts. These aren't huge numbers, clearly snatch is a better lift for him, but you know what? It's this consistency that you talked about. You got to make your lifts, and he's putting lifts on the board.
372 leads by lighter body weight over Zielinski.
Really pushed his head through on that jerk, which is nice, fixing the bar overhead. You see him just thrust his head forward as he's completing the jerk.
What?
Well, if he did get this, then for a while, a moment at least, he'd be in a clean and jerk medal position.
Let's say when he gets it. Let's give him a vote of confidence here.
I'd like to, but I'm sadly not too convinced. But I'd be happy if he does it.
Nice pull. Okay, good recovery. Moves his hands out except for the jerk.
That was better.
Yeah. See, look at this. Head twisted to the side now. This is sight down, completely disappointed. I don't know what this is with the head off to the side and the jerk. Why is he doing that? That's a psychological thing. That wasn't physical. I don't think he was actually blocking out, but he just lost it as he got set for the jerk. Bar is very heavy. You're tired at that point. You have to make a maximum effort. And sometimes you just don't have the concentration, the fortitude to go through this. Here he goes. Air, getting set, dip, drive, nope. Channel changes, that's it.
And you could just see the whole conviction just sort of drained out of his head.
Yep, everything just falls right out of the bottom. That's it. And you can see, this has got to be executed so quickly at full power. Any hesitation is going to be the kiss of death on this lift.
There's Hernandez from the B group, 205 in the clean and jerk, so he's still leading at the moment.
202 kilos.
To give some credit to Yolomir Hernandez, 205, a very decent effort from him in the B group earlier today. I think, given what we know, he's probably going to get bumped out of the clean and jerk medals, but a name to maybe keep on the right side of for the future.
Lu Hong continuing his warm-up. He's got to synchronize his warm-ups with what's going on the platform, the fast feet again that we talked about. Lu Hong seems to be warming up very slowly.
Now, real pressure because no total and a real disappointing evening here. Yeah, just about 10 past 8 here in Korea.
Yeah, it's really not the situation. I mean, it's not just the 2 misses back against the wall, but he choked on the second attempt. This guy's produced some impressive clean jerks in the last couple of years, so this is within his capability. He can do this lift.
If he does, it'll be 2 out of 6, which will tell its own story.
Dur dès le départ.
Well, he tried. Sometimes the magic works and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, maybe just things are not firing perfectly tonight. he tried for that. You could see he was getting squeezed out to the right side. Hips probably weren't driving straight.
What I want to say is, people do have bad days at the office. That's if you have an ordinary job. And people have, sportsmen and sportswomen have bad days at the office, and he's had a bad day at the office. And he represents France. France will host the World Championships in 2011 in Paris. So that's going to be important because it's the Olympic qualifying tournament. So you could say Randy's got a couple of years to get it right.
Yeah, just looked a little off balance, just a little maybe short on drive, frankly, tonight too, or confidence, maybe just enough missing to make a difference.
On we go, Intigam Zaidov. Third attempt, 2:03.
Well, the right arm, let's see what the referees give him on this. That right arm looked like, not enough. Not enough to give him a red light. You have to go to lockout, and then you can't bend. And I thought the right arm was showing some movement. Can be rolling at the shoulder, though, which can be deceptive. And rolling the shoulder is not an infraction. Anyway, this was an important lift for him to make. See that right arm? You can see it there. I don't know. I think, to me, the arm might have flexed, but we have a different perspective than the referees do.
Well, he's got 373. He got 4 out of 6, and he leads at the moment. Now, all he can do is sit back and wait. Europeans got 368 as his total. When he got the silver tonight, he's made 373 in the Worlds.
Right. And he missed his second attempt, 202. Came back, went up a kilo, 203. You could see it was not an easy lift, and he made it. So that's what you want.
Yeah, and he recovered in the snatch phase as well, also from a failure. So decent effort by the man from Azerbaijan. As I said, all he can do now is sit back and wait and see whether the others fall by the wayside, and he's a lucky lad. Now, Sergei Lagun, who's really impressed us, I think, tonight. So far, this man from Belarus, no Ilya Ilin, if you're just joining us. All sorts of controversy about his wages.
Or lack thereof.
Good clean. Oh, this is good work. This is really good work.
Well, I think it's interesting you say good work because the label I have in my head is workmanlike. And I use that as a compliment, meaning that you can count on the style that the guy is using, that he's going to be able to reproduce the lift. And that's what it's about. It's being consistent in the execution of the lift. And he's knocking off his lifts 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, what I really liked was you could see when he was getting set, he was getting set, and he said you could see the moment when he decided I'm going to go, and then in the second phase he goes and it's strong, just needs to adjust with the feet.
Everything's executed well, and he's having a good night.
Yeah, and the balance was good, and these guys are having a good night as well.
I don't know, it looks like a trio to me.
Yeah, but they're doing their job.
Right.
They're measuring up what everybody else is doing and making sure that he's on track.
Yeah, they're definitely interacting. How the coach interacts and whether how they interact, whether it's a miss or a successful lift. It varies from coach to coach, from team to team.
He's produced good stuff as a 77 kilo. He won the Junior Europeans in 2007. He also won the Junior Worlds in that season. He was 10th in Chiang Mai, and Segun impressing me at the moment. Sergei Lahun, as you see, Lu Yong still waiting in the wings, as indeed is Martirosyan of Armenia. Lu Yong, 206 kilos on the bar, and had originally posted 210 as his opener, so maybe adjusting. No suggestion that he's running into trouble, but maybe just making sure that let's get this first attempt in, maintain my advantage, put the pressure on the others. Not necessary to go to 210 at the moment. He did 203 in the Nationals, did 214 in the Olympics. But that day he was fighting an in-form Andrei Rybakov. Strong drive up there. And good overhead as well. Feet in line, good lift. 3 white lights. And on his way. And straight back to the top of the leaderboard. 381, 5 kilos ahead of Sergei Lakhun, and Intigam Zairov, 2373, is now 8 kilos off. And Zielinski now, who's currently in 5th place overall on 372. This is a 5 kilo increase, which would take him to 377. Here he is, the Polish lifter. And this is to, as you can see on the right of that little graphic there, worth 2nd place at the moment. But it is his 3rd and final attempt. So really important. 20 years of age. Improving newcomer for Polish talent. As you would expect, a little bit more difficult on this 3rd attempt on the clean. And the weight beginning to play there, not able to finish it off, and leaves him on 372, Zielinski. That's still 4 kilos better than his junior world total earlier in the year in Bucharest. And actually it's 2 kilos up on his junior European. So it's an improvement, but arguably perhaps a disappointment at the same time that he couldn't pull that off and just maybe squeeze into the battle for overall honours. Now Kuznetsov, who's really enjoying this 2nd half of the competition, much more so than the snatch phase. Now 4 kilos more. Yes, was there ever a question? I don't think so. A man from Kazakhstan loving this. Again, another man who's moved up weight categories there, takes him to 376. New marks for him, goes into overall bronze position here. Just behind Sergei Lagun on body weight, ahead of Intigam Zairov, who's now off the podium positions.
207 kilos, 2nd attempt. Roman Kamatsin.
And Roman Kamatsin next to come out. Really on fire here, Kuznetsov. And again, we've 2 men, Sergei Lagun, in a sense deputizing for the absent world champion Andrei Rybakov for Belarus, and Kuznetsov standing in for Ilya Ilin in a sense. Both doing really well for their respective countries of Belarus and Kuznetsov, in his case, Kazakhstan. Now, Kramachin. This is a big increase, 7 kilos up. Now, this would take him up to 368. Which would move him up in position, but obviously it would take him into the lead in the clean and jerk, but it wouldn't squeeze him into an overall medal position. So clean and jerk honours on his mind. 2nd attempt, big increase. 4 seconds, needs to get going. Too heavy. Didn't catch it very well, never really got it onto the shoulders. He's got 1 more go. And this is sort of going for broke for clean and jerk. Martyrossian still in the wings.
He will have 2 minutes.
러시아의 로만 카마친 선수 다시 207kg 3차식에 도전할 것입니다. 인상 경기 11위 선수.
Well, beginning to wonder about Martyrossian, because 200 was the opening lift that he posted, and I would have expected to have seen him by now. So this is a slight worry in my mind. And I'm not convinced that he's going to come out now, which frankly makes everything that much easier for Lu Yong. Kamachin 207, so just having a look at the clean and jerk situation at the moment. Kuznetsov in the gold medal position in the clean and jerk on 206 by virtue of lighter body weight over Lu Yong. Then Sergei Lagun of Belarus, 205, and he's got one attempt left. Hernandez of Cuba, 205 from the B group earlier in the day, but that's been surpassed now by Lagun and Yong and Kuznetsov, but it's still a very decent result. And Khamashin of Russia, the man who lives in that small town of Arseniev, pretty close to Vladivostok, not too far away from here as the crow would fly. Now, this is important because 207 could earn him a clean and jerk medal. A serious increase at this body weight category. Remember, these guys weighing in at less than 85 kilos. Can he stand up? No, he can't stand up. It was something of a glory lift going for broke, and it means that he's left down on a total of 361, left with 200 in the clean and jerk. So the high stakes poker game there just didn't come off, and the Russian left with nothing in terms of honors and medals. Fourth in the world 2 years ago, way back on that this time around. Pogosyan taking a giant increase here to 208. Now, similar sort of tactic as the man who just preceded him here. Obviously, way down in terms of the total. But this is the first spot in the clean and jerk, and this time he manages to stand up. And he's strong overhead, and he's done it. Into the gold medal position in the clean and jerk. And he's still got another go. And Pogosyan into the lead in the clean and jerk. Overall, that's a big improvement. He's into fourth place, and he's 2 kilos off the bronze medal position at the moment. Has he got 210 in him? Clean and jerk world record 218 kilos by Zhang Yong, set in China, set in Ramat Gan back in 1998. Lu Yong now 208 on the bar. Looks even better. Second attempt, much better than the first one, and he's on fire and he's moving forward now big time. 208 and 383 for Lu Yong. And as far as the clean and jerk's concerned, Lu Yong lighter body weight than Pogosyan, so Pogosyan down to silver, Kuznetsov in bronze at the moment. Kuznetsov, who's done his lifting, just praying that one or two people will fail so he can get that medal for Kazakhstan on himself in the clean and jerk. Sergei Lagun to come out now. No. No, this is not Lu Yong. This is Sergei Lagun. Yeah, there's a bit of confusion on the stage here. And technical controllers just sorting things out here. That's Maritza Ortiz of Dominican Republic. And Sergei Lagun with 209 on the bar. It's all being corrected now. Now, he had 205 kilos. This is a 4 kilo increase, so this is to take him to 380. Obviously, the lead in the clean and jerk. 380 will take him into silver medal. Well, he's in silver medal position. It will enhance his position. Is there a question on the left arm? Is that good enough? He thinks it's good enough. Now, what about our judges? 3 white lights. And 380. And the jury and the referees seemingly happy with that. And that's a terrific sequence from Sergei Lagun. 3 good snatches. And Sergei Lagun with 3 good clean and jerks, 6 out of 6. And that's why you earn major medals. Keeps and gets the bar under control and earns those white lights now. And now Pogosyan putting the bar up to 211 kilos. This is 3 kilos up. He was on 274. This would take him to, 374. This would take him to 377 into bronze overall. Not there. He's left in 4th place. Martirosyan, I should emphasize, not coming out after the disappointment of the first half. And Lu Long left with the final lift of the competition. 211 kilos. 7 kilos short of Zhang's senior world record. This would be a total of 384. Or would it? Just looking along, 386, I think. Not to be. And stays in the silver medal position as far as the clean and jerk's concerned, and stays on 383 to take the title. His first world title. The Olympic champion becomes the world 85 kilo champion and maintains this gold run by Chinese athletes in the men's division. That's 5 in a row here. Long 56 kilo champion, Ding 62, Liao 69, Lu 77, and now Liu Yong taking the 85 kilo championship. Sergei Lagun, brilliant for Belarus, 380, and Kuznetsov of Kazakhstan, 376, getting the overall bronze medal. As far as the clean and jerk is concerned, well, Sergei Lagun takes the gold medal in that. Lu Yong gets the silver in the clean and jerk, and consolation for Gevorg Pogosyan of Armenia in the clean and jerk, taking the bronze medal there ahead of Vladimir Kuznetsov. Well, a good finale there, and some brave lifts there, some gutsy lift. 1 or 2 men, Randy, going for a bit of glory in the clean and jerk. Didn't come off for them, but Liu Yong's got the title.
Yeah, you know, and at least it's kind of nice. The glory's been spread around a little bit, keeps people hungry, keeps them in because they can see it's worth fighting for.
Well, happiest man there, well, Liu Yong, but Sergei Lagun of Belarus, you know, I mean, he's come up from 77 kilos. What a great world championship for him.
Yeah.
You know, and okay, 383, the winning kiloage.
Well, this is a nice standard.
We'll take a little break and wrap it up when we come back.